variable than prices in assessments. Okay, next part is make a scatter plot. So we already did parts 2 and 3 to make our interaction term and binary variable. Number 4 says make a scatter plot. So go back to our commander, go graphs, scatter plot, area is my x variable, assess is my y variable. Let's get rid of all these extraneous things, and I want to plot by groups. So I say plot by location, yes, press OK, and then press OK, and it created my graph. So now I can see the red points are the homes with Lake Mendota water frontage. You see they're quite variable in their assessments and quite variable in size. But there's also something else showing up. There's a lot of these big homes have similar assessments. These water frontage homes have similar assessments to the homes without water frontage. Kind of surprising. Okay, now I'm going to copy this. So I have the graph selected, Control C, and I want to paste it into my Word document. And it pasted very large, but I can shrink it by squeezing the corner, and then it looks better. Okay, make sure to make a few comments about this graph. Okay, we'll do number 5 and number 5. So number 5. So let's go back to our commander. I need to run a basic regression model. Natural log, assessment is the response, and what's that other one? Area, living area is the predictor, only predictor. So go to stats, fit models, let's go linear model, and it's called that, and we'll do assessment is the response, area is the predictor. Press OK. There's the output, and I can copy that. If you want to forget about this residual stuff, that would be fine. Let's just copy and paste it into your Word document. And it pasted kind of large again, so I'll shrink it. Actually, that's already shrunk, I guess. Okay, so that ain't, actually that was formatted correctly. Just looks big because I'm zoomed in. Okay, here's the intercept, B0, here's the slope, B1. Let's see, here's S, the residual standard deviation, degrees of freedom error, everything looks good. The regression is significant because this p-value is very small for the slope term, test of the slope. R squared is not that great though, only 41% of the variation in assessment is explained by living area. Overall f-test, of course, matches what we got by just testing the slope because we're only testing one variable. Okay, let's do the fitted line plot. Back to our commander. Let's go graphs, scatter plot, area, assess, uncheck these things. And we're not going to plot by groups this time because we're ignoring location in this analysis. Press OK. And there's my scatter plot. Now I'd like to get the fitted line graph, which means draw the line in the graph. Okay, now the way to do that in our commander is to type your own script for that. And looking at the output here, I can see this is the slope and this is the intercept. So up in the script window there's a command called AB line, parentheses, and then A is the intercept. So I'll put 90.26981. And then B is the slope, 0.06306. And then you can modify your line a little bit by making it thicker or a different color. I want to do, let's see if I can remember this. I want to make the line a little bit thicker than the default. The default is like a width of 1. So I'm trying to, okay, so the LWD line width equals 1.5 is what I'll use. If you leave that blank, then it would just give you by default a width of the line of 1. Okay, I highlight it and press submit, and then go back to your graph and you see it drew in a line. Okay, we can also show the equation of the line in the graph by plotting some text. So we'll have to do our own script command for that. I want the text to be right around here, so I'm kind of eyeballing this. I want it centered at around 1600 for area and about 360 for y. So I have to give it coordinates. So let me remember that, 1600 and 360. I go back to R Commander in the script window, and I'm going to say, what am I saying? I want to do a text box. Let me see if I can get this right. Okay, here it is. So I go text, and the x is equal to 1600. The y is equal to 360, and the label of the text is, I'm just going to write out the equation. So I'll say assess hat is 90.27, just round a little bit here, plus 0.063 times area. That's what I want. Okay, parentheses, quote and parentheses, select it, submit. And then let's see if it worked. Go back to the graph. Yes, it did. Okay, so it created my line. And I'm sure there's a way to make an arrow if you wanted to say this is the summary of the graph. We could also add r squared and s using another text label. I'll try to quickly do that. Let's do the same centering at 1600, but let's do a height of 340 this time. So back in the script window, I'm going to copy this and then paste it right below it, and then 1600, 340, and my label is now going to be, let's say r squared is equal to 41.3%, and s is equal to, what is it? I saw it somewhere. Oh, right, 48.1. 48.1. Okay, and let's highlight that, submit, and go back to the graph. So that looks pretty good. Okay, copy this graph, Control C, back in my Word document, Control V, squeeze it so that it's smaller, doesn't take up so much space, and that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to end this video, and I'll show you one more partial video for the next part of the assignment.